Hi guys, aka Nillified, and I hope that you guys are good because I'm good too. So as you guys can see by the title of the video, it is the second episode of Chronicles of a Final Year. So if you don't know much about this concept, because it just started also, it is basically a segment that I created where I'll be sharing my experiences as a varsity student, but particularly in my final year. So I'll be sharing my tips on my degree. I'll be sharing like advices of being a varsity student, how to like navigate around varsity. However, it is going to be a short-term segment because we are almost at the end of the academic year. There's just one quarter left and the girl will be a graduate. Period. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome to my beautiful haven, and I really hope that you do enjoy it here with us. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you, welcome back. We are in it, period. Oh my god, I literally missed doing my intro. So without further ado, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you guys are notified every time I post. Yeah. So you guys know, when this book is out, it's sit downs, it's serious talks, it's me wanting to talk in a chronological order without off-ramping, you know, like literally this book with all my keynotes and whatever I'm going to speak about in a particular video helps me not ramble too much or off-ramp. So this was a video that I basically planned like a good 3 weeks before my practicals ended, because I just wanted to talk about teaching practice in general and how it's going for me. And for those who don't know, I am doing a B.Ed degree, foundation phase. I know I'm doing foundation phase, specializing in isiZulu home language, and I am studying at the University of the Free State, but in Qwaqwa campus, not Bloem, not South, Qwaqwa campus. That's right. With a teaching degree, every year, from when you start your second year, every year you literally go on teaching practicals. So when I was doing my second year before the academic year started, I did my practicals. I think it was like 3 weeks, and then third year, I did practicals for 5 weeks if I'm not mistaken, and then final year you have 9 weeks. I know it's crazy wild. 9 weeks, which is basically like an entire term. So I started my teaching practicals on the 24th of July, and then we ended them on the 22nd of September. So that is 9 weeks in total. And another thing with teaching practicals is that when you do your final year, you have to go to a school that matches your majors. So I specialize in isiZulu home language. I had to go to school where the language of learning and teaching is isiZulu, not first edition. It had to be home language. So that was quite like not really a challenge, but like a bummer, because I'm just like, oh, I can't even go home, like there's so many restrictions. Like if I were to sum it up, teaching practice teaching practice is basically like the practical side of your degree, where it's training. You are trained to be a teacher on how to act, how to conduct yourself in the teaching space, how to interact with your colleagues, how to do your work, how to do your lessons, and all of that riffraff. But that can also be like just a separate video on its own, where I just outline the degree. But for now, we're just gonna talk about teaching practice, but I just wanted to give you all the gist of that. And where I study, there is a town next to like the area I study in. It's called Harrismith. So that is where there's a lot of Zulu schools, home language Zulu schools. So I had to be placed there. I couldn't go home because there are restrictions on the distance depending on the placement. Like you have to be like kind of close to the institution so that you are evaluated more effectively. So yeah, it was crazy wild, guys. Please do mind this chicken. Oh, it is so annoying. I really can't deal with it. For me, TP was It was a lot. It really, really, really was a lot. It takes a lot out of a person to like just endure and complete teaching practice. And what makes it like challenging, if that's the right word, is you literally training without getting paid. Like there are other industries and other faculties where when you do training, you basically become an intern, or it's like a learnership or an internship type of vibe, that, along those lines. So some people get stipends. As a teacher, you don't get a stipend. Literally, this teaching practice is training, and it's also an assignment, because right after you do your practicals, the documents you used and you filled in is what's going to count for marks within that particular module. So in my institution, the teaching practice module is called WILF, and for intermediate it's WILLY, and then for senior and FET it's WILF, but with a V, not an F. So there's a WILF from first year until final year, obviously, because it has to correlate with the year you're doing. With teaching practice, you have to do your practicals. It's really mandatory, or else you will not obtain your degree. And it's the most important module that kind of like counts for your graduation, not the others, not the electives, not the majors. Literally, without teaching practice, you are not going to get your degree. So at my institution, it is called WILF, or WILLY, or WILF, and our teaching practice during final year is 9 weeks, as I had stated earlier on. So it's a training where if you're not in your final year, you can do it at home for that amount of weeks that it's stipulated for. And then you wake up every morning, you go to school, you have your file with you. I have my file here. This year I used a smaller file. From second and third year, I used like those big files. Like you see those administration files. I'll put a pic here if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I literally used those files. This year I was just like, I don't want stress. I don't want anything bothering me. I don't want like things that are just overwhelming me for nothing. So I went for this small portable one, and it's the 50-page pocket file basically. So I literally just fit all my documents in here. You go with a file with your documents, and within those documents there's commonly a logbook, which is like where you're gonna write all your observations. Like from, even if the kids are singing in class, you have to write kids are singing in class for maybe that particular subject or whatever. If they are doing their homework, you'll write kids are completing their homework in class. And then there is the lesson plans, there's lesson observations, and then there's also a mentor report, which is the report that you give to your mentor teacher when you are about to complete your practical. So basically it's like a report from them where they give you like an evaluation of how you were as a teacher, how you conducted yourself. Did you take part in extramurals? How did you interact with the student? Are you a considerate teacher? So on and so on and so on. Basically the first day you get to the principal's office or the admin office. The principal will then invite you to the staff room or wherever you guys have like staff meetings, and then they introduce you to the school, how the school works. And then before class starts, they have to allocate you to a classroom, or a mentor teacher rather. So you get a mentor teacher who's going to help you, who's going to guide you, who's going to give you pointers on how to be a teacher. So basically they are molding you during your training. With my experience, the school I went to, I'm not going to mention the name obviously, but it's in Harrismith, a small town called Tiame, or a small area actually. It's a small area called Tiame in Harrismith, and I attended one of the schools there. So during teaching practice, when you hand in disclaimers, certain schools take a limited amount of students that they can accommodate for teaching practice. So at the school that I was at, they said that they were going to accommodate only 3 people, and I was totally okay. Luckily I had even gotten placement. I was so relieved because I was at home, obviously no funding. So I got my placement. I had my disclaimer letter signed and stamped so that I could email it as a submission, like assignment submission. First day we got there with my other 2 colleagues, and then they introduced us to the staff, and then I think it was like around maybe 8 or 8:15, that's when they allocated us to our different classrooms and obviously the different sections of the school, depending on the phase that you're in, because in primary schools, foundation phase is separate from intermediate. So yeah, we got allocated to our mentor teachers and our classrooms, and then I picked grade 2 because I'm mostly comfortable with them. Like I'm a grade 3, yeah, papa. And grade 1's like, oh my word, they need so much attention and grooming and guiding, and everything needs to be hands-on. So I like the in-between. Like they know what they're doing, but they don't really know what they're doing. They need guidance, but at the same time they can be independent within their capacity. I picked grade 2 and I had them for the whole 9 weeks. I was given the option to like rotate and go to another grade, but I'd already done that in my 3rd year practical. So I was like, let me just stick to one class. They already know me. We have a bond. So why ruin that? When I arrived at that school and I was allocated to my mentor teacher, I sat down, I spoke to her, and then she told me that she's an EA at that school, but she's got a teaching degree. So I was with her for I think 2 weeks, if not 1. And then the original mentor teacher came. I don't know what was happening with her stuff, but like she came back, I think on the 3rd week. And then, yeah, it was quite chilled. She is quite chilled. She's still fairly young. She graduated also at my very same institution, but in 2020. So she was my mentor teacher. She didn't like hassle me that much. She didn't like start being lazy and was like, oh, please take this lesson, please take that lesson. Like I even made it a fact verbally that please give me lessons when I'm prepared, or give me a lesson prior so that I can like, you know, do my lesson plan and stuff. I can't just teach without a lesson plan, you get. The school itself, like overall, in as much as I've got so many complaints, I did enjoy my experience. It was different from what I'm used to. It was different from my basic education experience as a learner. So I'm grateful for that, and I really hope I pass, guys, because it is draining. Like teaching practice takes a lot out of a person. It really, really does. The fact that I was doing my practicals in another town, the school and like my institution organized transport for students doing their practicals at Harrismith. So on the first day, we literally had to wake up at 4 so that we could be at school at 5. You know what hectic is? When we got to school at the gate, like it's still dark, guys. Mind you, it's July, winter. We waiting. It is so cold. My tea is not even doing the things anymore. Like I was just drained. I was like, is this gonna be my everyday life that I wake up at 4? And then the teaching practice coordinator came, sorted us out into different transport, because there were 2 quantums and 1 school bus for the different areas in Harrismith. And then we went to school, and yeah, first day was really tiring. And like in general, that thing is very tiring, especially if you're not used to waking up early. For me, my average wake up my average wake up time is like 9. I want to say 8. 8 is like, I can wake up at 8, but 8 I'm literally gonna spend an hour or so in bed watching YouTube. So 9, 10, latest 11. So the shift to like literally wake up before 8 was just like, are you kidding me? I am literally going back to learner vibes. Like, I was not ready, but I really had to push myself. So every day I was literally waking up at 5 o'clock, and then I'd walk to like the garage. There's a garage. I'm pointing like this because like that's the direction that the garage is at from where I'm sitting. So I'd go to the garage that's nearby my area, and then at 6 o'clock the quantum fetches us, and then we go to school. When we come back, we arrive around like 3:30, going to 4, because we have to fetch other schools, obviously. It's really tiring, guys. Like I literally just want to chill. Luckily I've done like my lesson plans and whatever I needed to complete at school. I don't like taking homework home. I don't like homework in general. So I was just like, I told myself that during teaching practice, if I have lesson plans or whatever I need to finish, I'm gonna do it at school, knowing that I actually have a desk. Like I do have a desk here, but I don't use it, So I was like, I'm at school, I have my chair, I have the desk. Like I'm in a place where there's not too many distractions, and it's quite conducive because it's a classroom. It's got posters, it's print rich, it's, I literally do my lesson plans, lesson observation, whatever I need to complete in class before 10 past 2 even hits, knowing that haki khutla and I'm tired, I don't have stress of, oh snap, I have homework to do, oh snap, I have a lesson plan to complete, you know? I don't like that vibe. It did kind of like, not manipulate, but it helped my body adjust to waking up early, because it really makes a difference. It really, really, really makes a difference. Waking up early, it really makes a difference. But still, I can't complain. Yeah, my favorite part. I'm just joking, guys. It's not my favorite part, but like, it's the juicy part of this video, of course. The complaints that I am going to name are literally my complaints in that particular teaching practice, not teaching practice in general, and my complaints with that school in specific, because wow. So the first one is the language usage. So that school is an isiZulu home language school. So the language of learning and teaching is isiZulu. For me, guys, a lot of people tend to think I'm Zulu, and I'm not. I'm Xhosa. I am a Xhosa girl from Johannesburg who speaks English like 99.9999999% of the time. So Vernac really like, you know, guys. But like, I know Vernac, but not as much as a black person is supposed to know Vernac. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but for someone who's black, the level of Vernac that I know is not good. So I kind of effed myself up when my majors were being chosen, or when I moved into foundation phase, because I didn't know, I was still adjusting to varsity, so I didn't know how like my majors work. I would have literally picked English as a home language, and then have Zulu, Sotho, sign language, and whatsoever as my first additional. But it's okay. A challenge is good. I do love a good challenge. The language usage was quite like a challenge for me, because there are teachers who are literally like Zulu from KZN, and then they got employed there. So I was code switching. What am I saying? I was code switching most of the time. I was literally mixing Zulu English all the damn time. Even in my teaching, even when I was conversating with my mentor teacher, even when I was conversating with the kids. There was a time where, during break, I think it was like the first few weeks, if not like a month yet, those kids came up to me during break and they're like, "Ma'am, why kuluma isingisi kakhulu so?" And yeah, a part of me was like offended, like, is it a bad thing? But I didn't like, it took me time to respond, because I was like, I want to respond to them in an offensive way. So I took a few seconds just to think, like, how should I respond? And I was like, how often ufunda like is English, often ufunda like ukuthi usazi, isn't it njalo yabo? So, hey guys, those kids, they're really demotivated when it comes to English. Like, they know it's Zulu, they go to a Zulu school, they don't have time to learn another language. So it was really difficult also having them to like learn English, especially when I was teaching, because code switching, I was accommodating myself and then also trying to accommodate the kids, in as much as the goal, the end goal is for the kids to learn. Now, Futi, even though the end goal is for the learners to learn something and to learn what you're teaching them, I, as a teacher, I also am learning, and I also need to like know what I'm teaching, you know, so that they actually get the proper results. So it was really difficult. Even in the the staff room, I wasn't chilling there a lot. I just go there to warm up my food during break time. But I was like, no. Sometimes when they say certain things, not even to me directly, I'd just be like, what are they saying? Because there are certain words in Zulu that I don't understand. That's how, not difficult now, but for me, I grew up speaking English. So now when I hear words I don't know in Zulu or Xhosa or Sotho or whatever it is, it's just like, what are you saying? Or it's very deep, full-on conversation in vernacular. Oh, I just, hey, like, I get dizzy. And then the next one is the lack of resources. Like, guys, I'm not judging or anything there, but it's it's literally just my complaints, and my complaints are my 2 cents comments. And if you don't want to hear them, you can fast forward. So yeah, lack of resources at that school was crazy wild. Like, even with books, they share, not exercise books, like story books, they have to share in class. They can't really take a storybook home to read for homework. They have to like read in class. At least with foundation phase, sometimes when there's like story lessons, we use that big book. Like, I'll put a picture right over here. We use a big book, and then we read it out as the teacher to the learners so that they understand, they learn new words, they enjoy story times and stuff like that. So when I saw that the school is literally limited in resources, I was like, I really feel so bad for the kids, because now they're not getting exceptional quality of education, but it's something. Yeah, but the positive part, for lack of a better term, the positive part of having lack of resources at that school is that it teaches the learners how to share, how to appreciate resources, how to value education, how to appreciate the little things you have. Because I can't, I'm a poster in the classrooms now, but there's just not enough. Some are like man-made. Some are like man-made, handmade, man-made. But some are like handmade, crafted by the teacher themselves or something like that. And then others are like those given by the departments that show my body, seasons of the year, months of the year, yada yada yada, yeah, you know, that vibe. But it's just not enough compared to the schools I've been to throughout all my teaching practicals and the schools I went to. I'm just like, but guys, not everything's gonna be leveled, and not every school will be like other schools, if you get what I mean. I know, like, me complaining right now, just listing all these things, it may sound judgy, but it's what I experienced, and I just want to share it with you guys. So if I'm coming across rude, I'm really not trying to be rude, guys. What else is next? The classroom conditions. Like, guys, a class without the heater, like at least panel heaters. Yeah. You not to kazel. You not is to kazel. Yo. Guys, literally ever since the first day of teaching practice, I had a blanket, and like not a blanket, a thronyana that I'd take with me, and I'd wrap it around me so that maybe if I'm wearing a light color on my outfit, I won't make it dirty when I'm sitting in the quantum on my way to school. And it keeps me warm during class when I'm sitting down and not standing up teaching. So it was really my savior, because that school does not have heaters. There were 2 heaters. The principal has his own heater in his office, and then there's 2 heaters at that school. But the only grades that are getting those heaters is grade R and grade 1. From grade 2 to 7, niggas, you'll rely on your tracksuit, you'll rely on your scarf, your beanie. Even the kids aren't really allowed to bring blankets, but like when it's really cold, it's understandable. So for me, I was like, this a throw is not going anywhere. I'm literally keeping it because I need it, and it helped me not so much, but it helped me not kazel that much. Another thing is the staff, and when I mean the staff, I mean the interaction and the environment within the staff room. Oh, guys, it's about toxicity. Like it's about toxicity, and not a severe one where it's like a jump scare. No, like when I walk into the staff room, which is mostly a break when I just warm up my lunch, obviously there are those cliques or those, you know, pairs or groups of teachers that are just closer to each other than as a whole. So I'm like, I would literally hear them gossip about each other. Not each, like say now I find 2 teachers together and they'd literally be gossiping about someone else, and that someone else is not even in the staff room. That's what like literally annoyed me. I'm like, is this really how workplaces are? Or is this how the teaching industry is, especially in the staff room? Like, it ticked me off, don't wanna lie. That's why I think after a day or 2, I was just like, I'm not gonna chill here. Now food is also cold in the staff room. How na heat, how na gas heater. Yay! There's literally just an urn where you pour water for your tea, and then you'll eat your food wherever else you eat your food. So I'd literally go in the staff room, warm up my food, take my flask, pour water from the urn, and Zai back to the classroom. Because Nafuti, outside, some days it's windy, some days it's dusty. So I'm like, I don't even want flu. You get what I mean? So let me just keep to myself, watch some YouTube during break time, unwind out of the classroom sector and teaching, and just be me and not be with people who are like gossiping. Like, these teachers are older than guys. They are older than us, guys. Or let me say they're older than me. Like, I'm even talking collectively. Oh, that is how much I missed you guys, understand. And if you made it this far, do comment down below what y'all think about what I've been talking. And if you also have your own experience in teaching, if you did teaching, or if you are a teacher, do comment down below and let's engage, period. So yeah, guys, man, like the staff room interaction and like just the environment in general was not the best. What also ticked me off was I was getting evaluated during week 4. Was it week 4? It was week 4, towards the end of week 4. So I got evaluated and then I lost my voice because of too much screaming and shouting at those kids. Like, so I lost my voice, got absent, I had to excuse myself, and then there was a got shutdown. Like, they were striking for electricity tariffs and the new electricity boxes. I didn't even know anything about that, but yeah. So during that strike, I was here like trying to like plan my lessons and how I'm obviously going to continue with this teaching practice and trying to keep my head up high with completing this degree in general. And then when I returned back at school the following week, my mentor teacher tells me that they were gossiping about me in the staff room. Like, one of the ladies actually came up to her and was like, where's the English lady? So now she's lost, like, who the heck are they talking about? She's like, to that lady who's asking about me, like, who is the English lady? And they're like, no, like, your student teacher. Oh, P. And then she was like, oh, she's absent because she's not feeling well. You know, she barely noticed that my voice was gone. So when I came back, she told me about that. I'm just like, oh, wow, English lady. I laughed it off, but deep down, it's just like, are you kidding me? And then my colleague, the other student teacher that I do teaching practice with, she came up to me and she was like, hey, the other teachers, there's some teachers who are gossiping about you in the staff room the other time. And then one of them came up to me and was asking, like, what culture are you? Because you're always speaking English. What? I'm just like, hectic. Like, this English thing is really getting to them, hey? Like, me speaking English is really rubbing people off the wrong way. And honestly, I don't care. Like, I really, really don't care. If you have a problem with it, then don't talk to me. Like, don't even think about me. Don't even... I said... Cut. The last complaint, because I don't want this video to be like very negative, is corporal punishment. Guys, I felt like I wanted to do the corporal punishment video on its own, but I feel like it's just a bit too sensitive and it's not a topic I really want to delve into much. But guys, the school I went to, they still like hit kids. If not all of the teachers, majority of them literally have a stick this long. Babies in Dugu. Yes, babies are in Dugu. In Dugu. Like, when the kids don't listen, they get a spanking or they get hit on their hand. If they didn't do their homework, if they're late for assembly, if they were playing and they're supposed to be at assembly. Hey, like, literally learners of many schools, especially those in slowly developing areas, their form of punishment is corporal punishment. It's being hit. It's, I understand it. And what I want to hear from you guys as my subscribers is, what do you guys, number one, what do you guys think of corporal punishment? And number two, is corporal punishment a good way of reprimanding kids? Number one, what do you think of corporal punishment? And number two, do you think corporal punishment is a good way of reprimanding learners, especially in primary school? Because guys, I don't get it, nah. Think about it. Imagine you are a teacher and then your learners are used to being hit when they don't do their homework, or they're being disruptive, or they don't listen, or whatever. What if amongst your kids there's a child being abused at home, and then you as the teacher are still perpetuating the abuse that they experience at home? This, I'm just making scenarios. And then number 2, amongst there's hair in my eye. Amongst your learners, there are also learners who are not used to being hit. They've never been laid a hand on ekhaya. Yabo? And then they come to school and they make one mistake, and that mistake has to lead to them being hit. What happens in that case? Like, I get it. The parent can obviously come, or it can escalate to the Department of Education or court or whatever. But those are literally the implications as a teacher and as a school, and as school stakeholders should we consider. Because if not, you're literally putting your license at risk. You are putting your career at risk. You are putting your reputation as a person at risk, because Yay! I am a grade 3 learner, or maybe let's say I'm an intermediate learner, grade 6. And then I get to a school where corporal punishment is like still being practiced. At home, abang shy, ne. But then I get to school saying yeah shy. Or at home, nya shy by my mom, obviously as a form of discipline, ne. But then man fear school and man just someone who's a teacher. Someone doesn't even know me that much. Excuse me? No, don't you dare. Like literally, if kids were intellectually smart like adults, but as kids, teachers would be in deep shit. But yeah, guys, let me just stop with the complaints. That's literally what I just wanted to get across as my point. And if you have an opinion, or you have a response, or you have like an experience to the questions that I asked, please do leave them down in the comment section, and let's engage and just get to know each other, and create conversations. Goals for my degree, not goals for my life, goals for my degree. So guys, as you know, I really don't like this degree. Like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then now you know. I'm not passionate about teaching. I don't want to say I don't like kids. No. But teaching is not a career like that I expected myself to be in. It's not a career I aspired to. It's not a career that I envisioned to even be part of my life. But when I chose it during my registration, I chose it with a mindset of being realistic in terms of our economy. Like, Ramaphosa's economy is very bad. So I'm really just making the most of it, and it does sound cliche, and it sounds like maybe ganyata, and like I'm selling myself short and all of the things. No, I'm really not. I'm actually being realistic. My goals, though, with this degree is to either use it in another industry. Like, I do plan on doing another degree, of which it's psychology. I really am interested in the mind. It's something I used to look down on, especially in high school, because maybe I didn't understand like mental health and mental wellness, but it's really something interesting, especially with the things that I've gone through mentally. So I really want to use my teaching in psychology, or use my degree in the SANDF. I'm still gonna weigh out my options and see what I do, but those are the 2 options that I have for now, or the 2 categories. Yeah, those are like the 2 options that I have on the table right now on where I can use my degree, where I'll probably enjoy it, because typical classroom vibes, it's too routine for me, like waking up, going to school. I like it. Like, I like spontaneity, I like flexibility, I like things that are different. I like having, like, that's why I love media. That's how I want to do media. Like, I want to get calls, like, to work with a brand deal, and they tell me, you have to like take a flight for tomorrow, like, and then you're gonna be at this certain place for this amount of time, that vibe. But teaching, I'll definitely use it in psychology or SANDF for now, though. If not that, I'm definitely still gonna tutor. it's not even a goal. It's literally just like a plan for next year and going forward, or for the next 3 to 5 years. I am planning to tutor and obviously teach for just a certain amount of years, just to get some capital, so that capital I can use it to pursue my career. Because hey, my career needs guap. My passion, I suck a guap. And the fact that I haven't even cemented my name into the industry, I really need the guap just to network, be at the places that are relevant, meet the people that I need to meet, and so on and so on. So I'll just stick to tutoring and teaching. Obviously, hopefully I get a job, permanent job, and everything goes well. Oh, and another thing, if, like, I literally keep telling myself this, from when I graduate, if I am not working for 3 months after graduating, I am literally gonna go overseas if I have to. Why I say that? Because I feel like teachers are valued more outside. Like here in South Africa, we are really being exploited, or we're really being ripped off in terms of our value. Like, we don't earn as much as our value for the work that we do. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it's okay, maybe it's our economy. No, it's not about that. Teachers need to get the same respect as doctors. I honestly wouldn't be, what's the word? What am I saying? Really, I truly advocate that teachers get paid the same salary as doctors. Because I mean, a doctor wouldn't become a doctor without the inspiration and the molding and the teaching and the knowledge and the education of a teacher. But anyway, that is a story for another day. And that is it from me. Guys, oh my word, there's literally something in my... I hate how short my lashes are, and they like come out so easily. I don't know why. But yeah, guys, that is it from me to you. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this episode, and you guys got a lot more insight on teaching practice and how it works. And if you are interested in doing teaching, I will try and shoot a video, maybe for the next episode actually, outlining the teaching course, like the B8 course in general. And yeah, guys, other than that, I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed recording it. And I hope that you guys got some insight. I hear myself repeating myself, and I hope that you guys got some like knowledge, and you like got some references on like how to maneuver around teaching practice, especially if you are currently doing the degree. And other than that, don't forget to don't forget to comment. Guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you guys are notified every time I post a video. And I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye. Style.